Hey guys, Admiral here, and I got my friend Dante.
How's it going?
So we're here to talk about some more Pokemon Sun and Moon. Dante, what are you most excited about coming from this game?
I would say that the thing I'm most excited about is like the region. The region itself has been very colorful so far. They've been doing a lot to kind of promote the area around it, and at least with the last couple releases, I mean, I know that where the region was, but like with X and Y, I wasn't necessarily interested in exploring the region itself. And I think Alola, it looks really cool so far. Just maybe that's just me liking beaches or
Yeah, I think it's
islands.
just more so like the tropical feel of it because they've
Yeah,
done the whole beach thing before, but it's always
looks
just
really
sand,
cool so far.
sand and water,
Just
and
maybe
now
that
they have like flowers and
liking
grass. And
beaches
it is a
or
very, I think it's
islands.
just
Beautiful
more
region,
so
so I
like the
think it's gonna
tropical
be a
feel of
very
it because they've done the
memorable
whole
one
beach thing
look-wise.
before,
Mhm.
but it's always just
Especially
sand,
compared to the last
sand and
few
water.
Just maybe
And
that.
Kalos and Unova are not very memorable at all.
Yeah.
So I think that Alola, I'm hoping that Alola will be very memorable and make up for that.
Yeah, I'm hoping so as well. So I guess we really won't be able to see that until the game comes out.
Yeah, that's true.
But at least from what they've shown us so far, I'm definitely interested in exploring every nook and cranny of Alola.
How do you feel about the four islands and the trials?
The four islands and the trials is I mean it's kind of neat. The trials I guess might be a replacement for I guess the gyms.
I see. I'm not a big fan of that,
Mhm.
but I'm giving it a chance. I'm willing to see. It's a new idea. I'm all about new ideas.
Mhm.
So I guess it just depends on how they present it to us. I guess,
Yeah,
and the direction they go with it.
I guess you could attribute this to Game Freak listening to the fans because a lot of the fans are kind of fed up with the whole. All right, now I got to go to this town, beat the gym. Now I go to the next town and beat the gym, and then I get to the Elite 4. I think they're trying to mix up the style a little bit. So I mean, are you a big fan of the just like the gym style? Is that why you don't like the trials? Or?
No, it's not that I don't like the trials. It's just the fact that it's so different.
Mm-hmm.
Like, cause they show four trial captains, and I guess it's a little confusing on how they're gonna do. Like, is it multiple trials, and you go against a captain, and then the leader of the island, or like how are they gonna do it? Is my question. Like, how it's gonna play out because they word it very weirdly. So I think
Yeah.
as the closer we get to the game and the more information we get, maybe it'll be a little more clear. But as of right now, it kind of sounds like okay, you go to an island, you do a couple different trials, you fight some Pokemon, you fight the leader, and then you move on to the next one.
Yeah.
And going into this game, I was actually hoping that it would be kind of open world in a sense of where it's a Pokemon game, so it's not going to be that. But in a
Mhm.
sense of where you can travel to whatever island you want or go wherever you want in the story. But the way they making it sound here is like you go to an island and you have to do all the trials of that island, and you go to the next one, and then so on and so forth.
Uh, yeah. I mean, it's a little odd with just kind of what we've been presented with. I mean, we presented with the four trial captains, and here's like this is my question too: is how like I mean, this could get a little bit monotonous. We have the four trial captains, but is that one for each island? Is that the trial captain for each island? I mean, they all have a specialty, or is that just few of the trial captains that we have? Are we going to get more for other typings as well?
Well, that's exactly
Um,
what I'm asking. I'm like, are there just four, or are there gonna be like eight, or are there gonna be more? So
mhm.
that's what I'm curious about because I'm like, they didn't explain that very well.
Yeah, I think though that if all the trials have something that are kind of a little different,
Hmm.
it'll feel like a refreshing experience, which is why I'm excited about it because now I don't necessarily and this is something to do with like the culture of Alola, is that you don't necessarily have to be
Hey guys, Admiral here, and I got my friend Dante.
how's it going?
So we're here to talk about some more Pokemon Sun and Moon. Dante, what are you most excited about coming from this game?
I would say that the thing I'm most excited about is like the region. The region itself has been very colorful so far. They've been doing a lot to kind of promote the area around it, and at least with the last couple releases, I mean, I know that where the region was, but like with X and Y, I wasn't necessarily interested in exploring the region itself. And I think Alola.
Hey guys, Admiral here, and I got my friend Dante.
How's it going?
So we're here to talk about some more Pokemon Sun and Moon. Dante, what are you most excited about coming from this game?
I would say that the thing I'm most excited about
the region itself.
is, I think, Alola. Like the region. The region itself has been very colorful so far. They've been doing a lot to kind of promote the area around it.
The region itself.
And
at least with the last couple
been very
releases
so
I mean,
far.
I know
They've,
that
where
the
the
region
region
was
kind of
the-
promote the area around it.
like region
with X and
itself.
Y, I wasn't necessarily.
At least with the last couple
been very
interested
interested in exploring the region itself. And I think Alola, it looks really cool so far. And maybe that's just me liking beaches or
Yeah, I think
islands.
it's just more so like the tropical feel of it because they've
Yeah.
done the whole beach thing before, but it's always just sand and water, and now they have like flowers and grass. And it is a very beautiful region, so I think it's going to be a very memorable one look wise, especially compared to the last few. Like Kalos and Unova are not very memorable at all.
Yeah.
So I think that Alola, I'm hoping that Alola will be very memorable and make up for that.
Yeah, I'm hoping so as well. So I guess we really won't be able to see that until the game comes out.
Yeah, that's true.
But at least from what they've shown us so far, I'm definitely interested in exploring every nook and cranny of Alola.
How do you feel about the 4 islands and the trials?
The 4 islands and the trials is I mean, it's kind of neat. The trials, I guess, might be a replacement for the gyms.
I see. I'm not a big fan of that,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm giving it a chance. I'm willing to see. It's a new idea. I'm all about new ideas.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess it just depends on how they present it to us. I guess. And the direction they go with it.
I guess you could attribute this to Game Freak listening to the fans, because a lot of the fans are kind of fed up with the whole. All right, now I got to go to this town, beat the gym. Now I go to the next town and beat the gym, and then I get to the Elite 4.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're trying to mix up the style a little bit. So I mean, are you a big fan of the just like the gym style? Is that why you don't like the trials? Or?
No, it's not that I don't like the trials. It's just the fact that it's so different.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because they show 4 trial captains, and I guess it's a little confusing on how they're gonna do. Like, is it multiple trials, and you go against a captain, and then the leader of the island, or like how are they gonna do it? Is my question. Like, how it's gonna play out, because they word it very weirdly. So I think as the closer we get to the game and the more information we get, maybe it'll be a little more clear. But as of right now, it kind of sounds like, okay, you go to an island, you do a couple different trials, you fight some Pokemon, you fight the leader, and then you move on to the next one.
Yeah.
And going into this game, I was actually hoping that it would be kind of open world in a sense of where it's a Pokemon game, so it's not going to be that. But in a sense of where you can travel to whatever island you want or go wherever you want in the story. But the way they're making it sound here is like you go to an island and you have to do all the trials of that island, and then you go to the next one, and then so on and so forth.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little odd with just kind of what we've been presented with. I mean, we've been presented with the 4 trial captains, and this is my question too, is how I mean, this could get a little bit monotonous. We had the 4 trial captains, but is that one for each island? Is that the trial captain for each island? I mean, they all have a specialty, or is that just few of the trial captains that we have? Are we going to get more for other typings as well?
Well, that's exactly what I'm asking. I'm like, are there just 4, or are there going to be like 8, or are there going to be more? So that's what I'm curious about, because I'm like, they didn't explain that very well.
Yeah, I think though that if all the trials have something that are kind of a little different, it'll feel like a refreshing experience, which is why I'm excited about it, because now I don't necessarily, and this is something to do with like the culture of Alola, is that you don't necessarily have to be a battle all these Pokemon to prove yourself as a Pokemon trainer and to grow as a Pokemon trainer. And they kind of also tried to touch on this a little bit with, I feel like they tried to touch on this with contests and Pokathlon, which...
Pokelathon?
Yeah, Pokelathon.
Yeah. I actually really like that. And maybe I'm curious as to what kind of trials you're going to have, because I know you fight the big Pokemon, the totem Pokemon. But I'm curious, is it going to be like a lot of like scavenger hunt kind of quests, like go find this item, bring it back, or go defeat this person, or are they going to give you something simple that's going to like turn into a Legend of Zelda quest where you're going to have to like get Team Skull, go against them, get stopped, or so on and so forth. So I'm pretty curious of how the story is going to take place, because it seems to be very focused around the trial captains. So that's what I'm kind of curious about.
Yeah, I think, like I said before, as long as the trials all have a little bit of variety to them, I don't think anybody will be too upset with them. And I mean, Game Freak's gone this far at this point to try to change up the formula. Maybe they're using this generation as well. Let's see how this goes. If no one really takes to it, we'll go back to the old formula.
Well, I think they've been doing that a lot with the last few games. They've been trying to find something that sticks. I feel like they've been trying to do that since Black and White. They've been just experimenting, and some things work, some things don't work, but that's how I feel. I feel like that's all these Alolan Pokemon are. They just experiments, 1, and 2, a lot of the older Pokemon, specifically Kanto and Johto, needed this rebirth kind of thing. So they needed to be brought back to life in a sense, and that's why I'm kind of glad that we got the Alolan Pokemon. Like, I was a big fan of it because I'm like, it's something new, and it's bringing back a lot of, like, for example, I'm like, I didn't like the design for Magnetar at all, but Magnetar is one of my favorite Pokemon, so I'm like, this is a chance to fix it. Or Dunsparce, maybe they can fix it, you know, or Dragonite.
Oh jeez, Dunsparce.
Yeah, or Dragonite, who just looks like shit. Maybe they can fix him with these Alolan forms. So that's why I'm actually a big fan of the Alolans, because I'm like, there's a lot of Pokemon that need fixed, and this is a good way to do it. Even if it's just in other regions, they'll have a new region that's like that region and then the name of the Pokemon, and they're different. It doesn't matter as long as the overall Pokemon is fixed in general. So I'm not against that.
It kind of comes down to like what we necessarily mean by fix, because I mean, let's take Alolan Sandshrew and Sandslash for example, who's possibly one of my favorite Gen 1 Pokemons, and I'm glad that it's getting recognition now with a new typing. But when I look at its typing, the Ice and Steel combination,
it's a horrible combination.
Yes. And I don't know, like, I look at it and I'm hoping that its hidden ability kind of makes up for it, because at least with Snowcloak and how Hail works currently, with our unless they do give it like a Sandstorm treatment, how they did with Rock Pokemon, I believe, to where they get higher, like 50% boost in special defense, if I'm not mistaken. If
I think it's
in a Sandstorm.
I think it's
something along those lines.
I know it's to their defense.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's special or regular.
Yeah, but if they do something like that with Hail this time around, maybe that'll be the whole point of having Sandshrew have that typing. Is okay. Well, now when it's in Hail, it's going to be a lot better.
Well, if you read its description, they talk about how slow it is, but when it's on ice, it's so much faster. So I think that they might introduce a new hidden ability that's similar to God, I forgot what ability it was.
Well, like
Chlorophyll.
Kind of like Chlorophyll, Swift Swim, or even Raichu's now Surge Surfer.
Yeah, I feel like we're gonna get one of those, but for Hail, and it's gonna make it really fast. Not really fast, but just faster if you're in Hail.
I worry about that though, because in its description it says that Sandslash is actually slower than the Alolan Sandslash is actually slower than regular Sandslash, and Sandslash isn't fast to begin with. I think it's only got it's got decent speed, probably like around 80.
No, they just talk about how he's a straight tank. That's all. All defense. That's all he is straight defense. Yeah. That's why I'm like, they need something to boost the speed up a little bit, give you at least a fighting chance, especially with such a bad typing.
If they drop the speed down too low though, compared to regular Sandslash, it might not even be worth it trying to double that speed. Might as well put those stats in somewhere else, and then just have it set up to where either Hail boosts something with your defense, or you do a Trick Room setup and switch your low speed around.
That's true.
I don't know. It's going to be a niche kind of.
Maybe they'll give him Ice Body.
Ice Body.
So he heals, and because I'm like, if you can't give him speed, let him heal a little bit.
Ice Body with like leftovers or something, and you get like, a decent amount of heal each.
Yeah, because you're guaranteed to get hit, but at least you'll heal a little bit. You know? Yeah. So maybe that'll help. His typing is pretty bad, but I like his design. He looks really cool.
I really do like the design. The Igloo Sandshrew is fantastic.
Now I'm gonna catch one of the Ninetales. The Ninetales looks cool. I like Ice types, and Fairy types seem to be doing very well. So I feel like it's a good typing wise. It's a good typing. It looks cool. I was actually a big fan of regular Ninetales, so there's no need for an Alolan Ninetales, but it looks cool. It has a good typing, so I'm like, why not?
Yeah, I agree with you on this one here. I really enjoy the Alolan Ninetales, and I'm a little bit hesitant in saying this, but I almost think that Alolan Ninetales looks better than the regular Ninetales.
He does. He looks amazing. And regular Ninetales' ability is Drought, so I'm hoping that Alolan Ninetales has like Snow Warning as its ability, just as a kind of counter kind of thing. That would be really awesome.
That'd be really neat on Game Freak's part. But Game Freak has been known now to at least throw us for loops, especially with this generation.
Yeah, they have. This one's very hard to predict. I mean, they're usually kind of hard to predict, but this one's pretty bad. I mean, I don't think anybody saw an Alolan Meowth or the Marowak. The Marowak, the only reason people saw the Marowak was because of you see the Easter egg they kind of left inside the...
Yes, I did. Yeah. With the fire.
But they made that so obvious. Like, I'm like, if you didn't catch that, then I don't know what you're doing. Because it was so obvious
It was really obvious. But no one, like we were saying with we can't predict Game Freak. I mean, no, I don't think anyone guessed that it would be getting a ghost type.
No,
which I think is a really neat callback to the first generation.
He looks so cool. I mean, he just looks cool. I want one. I want one now because I'm like, he's smaller. I like the colors. The bones on fire. Like, he just looks awesome. And I just found out, but Lightning Rock, apparently you don't take damage.
You don't take damage from electric types.
I didn't know that.
Boosts your, well, not electric types in general, electric moves.
Yeah.
And you get a boost to attack or special attack, one of the two?
I think it's a special attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, that's pretty good.
It'll be neat.
Yeah.
And I like the neat design with, like, they were lighting their bones on fire, and the whole marking on their skull is because of them rubbing the bone to light it on fire, which is really neat. So
yeah, they did a really good job with this one. Just the Marowak had me very excited. The Raichu, I've never been a big fan of Pikachu, but I can't admit it is pretty cool. Raichu's pretty cool, especially the fact that he's surfing on his tail and he's a psychic type, electric and psychic. It's a pretty good type. I can see myself training one, but that's if I can get over my hatred for Pikachu.
Yeah, I don't necessarily hate Pikachu, but I think I personally I like Pikachu. I think it's a little bit overrated to have on my team, though. I kind of like to go with some of the typings or some of the Pokemon that aren't necessarily overrated. And I like Pikachu. Raichu I was not a big fan of, though. And maybe that's just because when I watched the anime, Lieutenant Surge's Raichu was a jerk.
He was bad.
Yeah. So Alolan Raichu is definitely cute. It kind of has almost like an Aldino feel. So when I first saw it, I actually thought it would be getting a fairy typing, which is now starting to become a little bit hesitant on my end. I hope they don't just start slapping fairy typings with everything.
Well, because of Tapu Koko. That's like his name, right?
Tapu Koko.
Yeah, because of him being electric and fairy, of course they're not going to do Raichu as an electric and fairy.
Yeah.
So I feel like if there was no Tapu Koko, then he would have been electric and fairy. But when you read the description, psychic works because that's how he
Mhm.
surfs on his tail using psychic abilities. So I'm like,
Yeah.
it makes sense for him. It's just it doesn't make sense how he became a Alolan Raichu.
No, and Game Freak didn't want to explain that either. They were just
No.
like, no, we needed to fill this typing, and we thought Raichu was perfect for it. Someone came in with the design and was like, hey, Raichu surfing on his tail, and he's using psychic abilities. How do we explain that?
We don't.
We don't. Just do it.
You know, what would be the best way to for Game Freak. I think the reason they didn't give much information on it is because when the anime comes out, they can do a throwback to Puka from season 1.
It's probably the
So,
same.
but if
Pikachu.
they gave us this right now in the game, then people would be like, "There's no shock value when that episode airs." That's why I think that they're not saying his origin.
Yeah. Well, the nice thing about like Psychic Raichu and the connection with like Meowth is Meowth now has a Dark type, and the cat always chases after the mouse, and now the cat's stronger. And there was never that correlation in the original, but now I think that was really neat.
See, I'm not a big fan of the Alolan Meowth because he looks the same, other than the way he carries himself. But I do like how he was actually bred, bred by the royal family of the time into what he is now, and it changed his personality because he was pampered and everything. I like what they're doing with the story because it makes sense. It's the only one that makes sense other than Alolan Executor. Because that one makes the most sense. I mean, it's a tree that grows larger with sunlight. So
yes.
But this one makes sense too, and I like that. It's just I'm not a big fan of the Meowth, but I also never trained a Meowth, so that's just me being biased.
Yeah, I never outside of the animes Meowth, I've never really been a personal fan of Meowth itself as a Pokemon. It's just a cat. I don't really think I've liked any just plain old cat Pokemon.
Well, what makes me not like this is I'm like, we have Purloin in his line. I'm like, how are they gonna make this one different? Like, unless they make its moves different or something, I'm like, it's the same thing as Purloin. If they make it fast, same thing as Purloin. That's what Purloin was, attacking speed. So I'm like, depending on how they make him different, if they make him somewhat different, then I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
But if he's just gonna be like a copy and paste of Purloin, then I'm like, it's not.
It's a very tricky situation when it comes to Meowth, because even Meowth's abilities with Alolan Meowth, they don't change at all from what we've seen. And I've actually seen a rumor about this, or like a theory that Alolan Meowth might actually evolve into a new Pokemon. Did you see that?
No, I haven't seen that.
It's kind of an interesting concept to where we won't get necessarily an Alolan Persian, but we'd get a new Pokemon. And I'm not sure if Game Freak would ever do that.
Yeah,
that sounds it sounds really weird. I mean, we've had split evolutions before, like when it comes to Gloom evolving into Blossom or Vileplume, depending on how you do it.
But like
Snorunt.
It makes sense. It would make sense though because this is different. They're different. But I don't think that they would do that because, for example, they have Alolan Sandshrew who evolves into Alolan Sandslash. So I think that if they did an evolution, it would be an Alolan Persian because I don't think that they'd change that so quickly.
it's just odd that we got, at least when and maybe it was just the amount of information they wanted to give, that we got Sandslash and Sandshrew together along with Vulpix and Ninetales. We got the Alolan forms for both of those Pokemon together.
Well, the Pokemon might also be completely different too, so they might be waiting because they didn't show Cubone.
They didn't show Cubone either.
Yeah,
and
they didn't show Pikachu.
There is the argument that with the Japanese trailer, they at least showed off a regular Pikachu and Cubone.
Yeah,
and they showed it going through the evolution animation. And then a lot of people just said, well, it was already evolving from those regular ones. We already know that it's going to evolve from just a regular, at least, or native to Alola. But there is the argument that, at least with those trailers, they cut off before it fully evolved and just went right to a battle animation. So there could be the argument that a Alolan Cubone or Pikachu could exist. With Pikachu, with it being the mascot, I'm afraid that they won't do it because I'm just afraid that I'm sure, and they've already talked about this with Mega Evolutions.
Well, they could keep it a Pikachu and just give it a different look, though.
Yeah,
like it could be the same thing, like Blue Eyes.
Yeah,
you know, Pikachu and Alola.
That'd be a throwback to Puka as well.
Yeah,
and I've seen that rumor running around before too that certain Pokemon in Alola won't necessarily have type change,
just look different,
but they will look different.
Yeah, like little Marowaks can be the same thing. Well, no, because they're ground types. I think there's gonna be an Alolan Cubone because I'm like It makes no sense to make it ground and then
then
it evolves into
immediately
this.
evolve. Have
Yeah.
we ever had that with the Pokemon before, to where it's completely changed its typing from
From
ground to, like, for example, Cubone would be ground to Fire Ghost. I can't think of any off.
Not like no, because if it's a dual type, it may change one type, but it doesn't usually change both. Because Karupi changes from a bug and poison to dark and poison,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have Surskit, who changes from water
Bug
and
into
bug to flying and bug,
water.
or
flying bug.
water. I don't know, one of the two.
It doesn't say bug water. It doesn't say bug water.
Flying a bug.
Okay,
Yeah, a lot of people were upset that it didn't stay flying in, for bug water.
Yeah,
because
bug
that's
water.
a unique typing, and only Surskit still has that. Actually, no, wait, Wimpod?
Wimpod has it now.
Wimpod has it now.
So I'm like, he has to be a fire type. It has to. You know, there's no way they can make him a ground type. Pikachu, they can get away with. Nobody cares. Nobody likes Pikachu anyway. So.
Whoa, you might have to be careful about saying that.
No,
A lot
it's
of
my
people-
opinion.
Yeah, it is your opinion,
It's wrong.
but nobody likes Pikachu.
Yeah, you're wrong.
But I when it comes to all the Pokemon that they've shown off so far, like, I've really liked the designs for the
Now,
most part.
I'm still interested in Rockruff. A lot of rumors going around about him, about how he might be the new Eevee, how he might evolve and he might split, have different typings like rock and dark, or rock and fairy and rock and stuff. So I'm very interested to see what, because they said there's a secret with him, and then with all these leaks, they're all saying different things, but they're all like unique things that they're saying about him. So I'm interested to see what direction they're going to go with him. I heard he was based on a werewolf. Another leak said that, so it's a possibility that he might be rock and dark.
Well,
So, you know, he might evolve at
he
night.
has to be a werewolf. Like,
Yeah.
there has to be at least some evolution that alludes to it, because in his own description it says when he howls at the moon. I mean, we can also think of regular wolves as well,
Yeah.
which Pokemon desperately needs, because we haven't had a regular wolf Pokemon for a while. But I'm not sure if we're going to get an evolution that has multiple different typings,
Yeah.
based off of how it was evolved, or if we'll see something like Eevee, to where it'll get different forms.
Well, we
Be
can all
interesting.
agree that he'll have to evolve at nighttime. It's just, I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, if he evolves at nighttime, what's special? What's the secret? Like,
Well, the rumor for Rockruff is, there's two rumors. There's the one where, like you said, he's the new Eevee, because Game Freak said they don't want to do more Eevee evolutions because they feel they're going to ruin the Pokemon. So they're thinking of making a new Pokemon like Eevee. So the way they want to do it is rock and water, rock and fire, or rock and electric, like the Vaporeon, like the Eevee line, the original ones.
So it would be like a dual typing Eevee almost.
Yeah,
while
but
keeping-
it'll be a werewolf-like.
That'd be interesting. I've also heard the rumor that, like, the way it evolves is kind of based off the islands. So kind of like Oricorio. And depending on, I've heard that if you, because it says in the, I'm not sure and how much this translates over to the actual game, because not everything in the Pokedex happens, like Pidgeot flying at Mach speed.
yeah.
But I've read a rumor to where you have to leave the Rockruff overnight somewhere on an island, and each island has one of these locations.
Yeah.
And then when you come back the following day, it's an evolved form of the Rockruff.
In a different type.
But it has a different type, and maybe it might keep the typing of that we've kind of seen with Oricorio, because there's
Yeah.
also been the rumor that Oricorio's typings match up with the totem Pokemon,
They
the
do.
Guardian Pokemon.
They do.
typing.
They well, we haven't been confirmed.
We haven't
but
been confirmed.
We got the electric one.
Yes.
So I'm like, it's not far fetched to say that the other ones are going to be this type, except psychic. I'm like, why have one of them be a psychic? You know what I mean? Because you have psychic and, I'm sorry, he's fairy.
Yeah,
Fairy.
it's fairy.
Okay, so he
with
might be fairy and
with
psychic.
with the Guardian Pokemon, it would be Fairy and Ghost,
Fairy and ghost, fairy and psychic, fairy and fire, and fairy and electric.
which would be unfortunate for Mimikyu, because I kind of wanted to keep that to be the only Pokemon with a Ghost Fairy typing.
Yeah.
But yeah, all the Pokemon would keep their Fairy typing, but their other typing would match up with Oricorio's line. So you'd get the yeah, you already said it before. So what if we had something similar with Rockruff here, and it kind of it would kind of feel a shame that it would all the typings would only match up with like Oricorio and the Guardians, but then at that point you'd have what, Rock Fire, Rock Electric. That'd be weird.
Yeah.
Rock Ghost and Rock
Psychic.
Psychic.
Yeah. But Where's the Rock Dark? He evolved it. He a werewolf.
Where's
the dark?
Where is Lunala's dark typing?
Okay, you got me there. You got me there. He might also be a rock fairy. Apparently, fairies have something to do with the moon in Pokemon. Apparently.
Yeah.
So that would be interesting.
That'd be really cool.
Super weak to steel.
Yeah.
Way to get wrecked again.
We've already had lots of Pokemon that are introduced that way. Just 4-time weakness all over the place.
Oh yeah, they're really trying to. They are trying to go crazy with this 4 times weakness. So they're giving us unique typings, but I feel like they're like, you guys wanted more typing, so we're just gonna give you stuff that's just bad typings.
We're gonna give you the typings, and you guys are gonna have to deal with the consequences.
Yeah, like you asked for it.
Yeah.
You guys asked for it. But yeah, we got a lot of good stuff coming from this region. Is there anything else that you want to like really touch on? I mean, we have Mudsdale, who looks dope. I'm excited for him.
Yeah.
Very excited for him, and he's actually a horse. Another horse, a new horse. I wanted him so bad. Actually, believe it or not, though, I actually wanted him to do an Alolan form for Rapidash, and he be a ghost type. So he's like kind of like a nightmare steed.
Yeah.
So instead of fire, it's like ghost, or just make him a ghost and fire type. I thought that would be really cool. Or you can do a Pegasus, flying, or do a unicorn fairy. So I'm like, there's so many different horses that they can do, but they completely threw it out of my predictions when they made Mudsdale, and I'm like, well, I'll take them.
Yeah, Mudsdale's a really neat design. I really enjoyed Mudsdale, and it probably at least stands out as one of the better designed Pokemon of this generation.
Yeah, definitely.
Along with, I really enjoy, like I was talking about it earlier, Mimikyu.
All right, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Wormpod, you think he's going to be one of the fossils of the region? I hear that rumor floating around. Not really a rumor, more like speculation, I guess you can call it. People think that he might be the fossil of the region, and they low-key threw him out there. What do you think?
That's a tough one. I could definitely like see the relation almost to looking like Kabuto. I wonder though. This is like with Game Freak kind of breaking the norm. This region, if we'll have any fossil Pokemon. I mean, we had that, and I'm completely ashamed for taking this for real. We had that Pokedex leak a while back, and all the names on there looked like so good.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh man, this has to be true.
Well, I think that some of it's true, and then they fake leaked some of the other stuff, because some of the stuff looks spot on, amazing, and I'm like, a lot of people think that we might get 2 fossil Pokemon, but they're not fossils. They're from that era, but you don't have to revive them, so they're not rocks. They don't have the rock typing, and they think that Wimpod might be one of them.
That was something I was actually going to bring up, was the fact that Wimpod didn't have that rock typing, so could it be a fossil Pokemon? So if there is that rumor of, well, maybe they're not actually fossils, then I guess I could see it. But there's also like the idea where the fossil Pokemon might not exist this generation, only for the fact that when you look at Hawaii, it's still a relatively new island.
Yeah.
And so fossils are a little bit harder to find there.
Yeah.
So there's a possibility that there might not be any new fossils this generation. I could take it or leave it either way. At least when it came to the last generation with Gen 6, we had Tyrantum and Amora, who were... I really like the T-Rex and the new designs, but the typings themselves I didn't necessarily care for, and I think as unfortunately the T-Rex Pokemon of all Pokemon, those 2 false Pokemon kind of get forgotten.
Yeah.
And I think
because they were so weak. I mean, Steel type takes down Aurora, Ice type takes down Titantrum so easily. What, you got something to say?
I just really upset him.
The fossils are actually my favorite part in every region. And actually, I get kind of butthurt that you can only choose one at the beginning of the game. Or not beginning of the game, but when you find them. And actually, like, I do understand what you said, though, about how with Hawaii, how there's a chance that we might not be getting them. But at the same time, there's also, like, dinosaurs. Because a lot of, like, Tyrantum, and, like, Rampardos and Amora, they're all based on actual dinosaurs, on like kind of like Kautos or Amistar. So I feel like there's actually a lot more chance of us getting an aquatic fossil, kind of
Mhm.
like a dolphin, or like not a dolphin, but those old aquatic dinosaurs.
The ones that look like Lapras, but
Yeah,
bigger.
yeah, and then that's kind of like what I hope we get.
No, give us a Megaloton shark.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Big
I
shark.
was actually just thinking that. What if we got like a megalodon?
Well, that'll be cool because they'll fix the whole shark issue that we have, where
Yeah, give us a
we
real
have
shark.
we have Sharkpedo who looks weird, and then we have a land shark.
You know what they should do that?
Can you imagine a mix between Sharpedo and Wailord?
Oh,
Because that would kind
that
of be
would
the
be awesome.
idea.
No, they should do it because it's the new biggest Pokemon. Wailord has been our biggest Pokemon for so
No,
long.
no.
No.
Well, technically no, because I think the new Executor
Yeah.
is
the
now
newest-
the
Mm.
biggest Pokemon.
Yeah.
It's heavier than Wailord, and it is taller than Rayquaza is long.
Oh wow.
Yeah. See, I would like a if it was up to me, I'll do a shark and then like a water one, and then I'll do something like not a gimmicky, but I'll do more like a flying, kind of like another Aerodactyl kind of.
Mhm.
Like-
There's other birds they have.
Yeah, but a lot of people, maybe even a raptor, because we haven't had like a fast
Oh,
rock
Raptor would
type.
be cool.
Yeah,
Or
Raptor.
Stegosaurus.
Yeah. Or they could easily do a Triceratops too.
Yeah, they haven't done that yet.
So that's what I want, because I feel like with water,
Although I
they
feel
can
like
go aquatic
Triceratops and T-Rex should have came together. No,
But
no.
they can also do an alligator too. Like I can't remember its name, but there's like the big alligators with flippers.
Nah, they gotta save that for a region that's based on Africa.
Was Shieldon not based off the Triceratops?
We don't talk about him.
Oh, okay.
No, he's based on a I forgot it is. There's a dinosaur that has kind of like a rhombus shaped head, and I'm trying to remember the name.
Okay.
And it has like a lot of time when they depict them, they have like a rock, like they have a little rock gem for a head.
Mhm.
I'm trying to remember the name, but that's what he's based on.
Yeah, we
Oh,
just don't. I
alright.
don't know who pitched that. I don't know why he's in the game. Not next to Rampardos. There's no need for
Yeah,
that. That was just.
I can honestly say I did not train that one.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I didn't
Just
either.
outside of the first, in my opinion, the first generation fossils, I never really had a fossil outside of those that stood out
Mm.
to me, at least in terms of design and what I like.
Well, Aerodactyl's my favorite fossil. But
That's
I
number
also
one.
really like Archin. I also really like Archin though.
For me, it's Amistar. I think Amistar for me was.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and end this one. Is there anything else you want to say?
Not really. I mean, like I said, I'm generally excited and positive about this new generation and everything from the area itself to the new Team Skull looks just all interesting. The only thing I possibly would not, I'm a little bit hesitant about is our rival.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't really, with the last couple rivals, I haven't really had a
Well,
strong connection with, outside of N.
He can't be worse.
N was a really good rival.
He can't be
But-
worse than the last ones. Honestly,
Yeah.
they were pretty bad.
And I'm really wondering if we'll actually have a rival that is going to be picking the Pokemon that is weak or is strong to ours.
Mhm.
So, but that's the only thing I'm hesitant about the situation. Everything else I'm really looking forward to. I'm really excited about. So,
Okay.
yeah, I'm generally positive about Alola.
Yeah.
Can't wait to go there.
Yeah, a lot of good stuff coming from this region. It's been very exciting following this one, following this region. Well, thank you for being here today. We'll have to
Yeah.
give you in more of these. These are always fun to do.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me, and we'll definitely set up a time to do another one whenever new information drops. Actually, now I'm thinking about it, I think we might have something coming this
Saturday.
Thursday.
Okay.
Or Saturday?
I think it was
Yeah,
Saturday.
because they're doing the playthrough.
Oh.
Or they're not a playthrough
Gameplay.
of the game, but some gameplay of the game.
Okay.
So we might get some new info.
Oh, that'll be fun. Alright, guys. Well, thank you guys for watching. Comment below, of course, thoughts, opinions. What do you guys think? I know you guys probably disagree with a lot of the things we said, so comment it down below. Let us know. And I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace.